Okay, we're recording. You all set?
Yep, we're going.
Okay, good.
Come in.
Hey.
Hi.
Miss Garza?
Yes.
Joey Moore, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Neil
you.
TSP. Do you actually mind if I have a seat?
Go right ahead.
Thank you. And actually, do you mind if I put some stuff down on the desk?
Be my guest.
Cool. And just so you know, or so I don't forget, here's my business card.
Oh, thank you.
Feel free to reach out for any questions if you ever do have any afterwards, okay?
Perfect, thank you.
And you actually wouldn't have one of yours, would you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I gotta tell you, after Raphael gave me a call, I was really excited to meet with you.
Oh, fantastic. He's a great guy.
Yeah. He's interesting.
You
Telling me
love
all
him.
about his excursions in Cuba. And
He's a wild child. Wow.
I love it.
It's a lot of fun.
But anyway, so I'd before we actually get down to business, I'll just kind of get to know you a little bit.
Yeah.
How long have you been with the business?
I've been there for about 12 years, I believe.
Okay.
I think it's 12
So
years.
you're just getting used to it.
Yeah, December. Yeah, I'm still a baby. I'm always a baby. You're always learning, but it's such a great business, and it's so much fun. I mean, I'm working in a salon, so it's just relaxing all the time.
Okay. And how you like in Orlando? And you're here for a trade conference, is that right?
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so different than Cuba. People always talk about culture shock when they come there
Yeah.
to visit, but I mean, right back at you guys. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's definitely very different over here.
Yeah. And you've lived there your whole life too?
I was born here in the States.
Okay.
But it was, I was born here just coincidentally, and then I was here for a couple of years with my grandparents, but then I moved back with my parents. So I've been there for most of my life.
Okay. Yeah. And after seeing the pictures of your resort, I can totally see why.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's no place like it.
I know where my next family vacation is.
Come visit.
All right.
The gates are open.
Okay, and just to kind of let you know about us, by the way, at Neil TSP has been around for 65 years.
Wow.
But for 30 years we've had the Salon Biz, which is the salon management software.
Okay.
And that's been around for 30 years. We actually own hundreds of salons throughout the U.S. So we're kind of in the trenches with you, so we understand what your business needs are.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we do so well. But it's kind of my understanding that as far as the decision-making process goes, that we'll discuss everything here and see if we can have any business opportunities, and if so, then we can make it on to the next steps and meet with Mr. Soltero, and then he'll make the final decision. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
He sent me over here to kind of do the scoping out.
Okay. The weeding out of those who aren't worthy.
Yes.
All right, awesome. And then I just want also to do you prefer Miss Garza, Nikki?
Nikki's fine.
Nikki's okay?
Mhm.
Now, Nikki, also what I wanted to let you know is regardless of what happens today, we're interested in a long-term relationship with you guys. And even if you don't do business with us, we're there for questions. Anything we can help you out with, we're there.
Fantastic.
Alrighty. And now, I just really want to respect your time too, because I know you're very busy. Just to be sure, we got like 3 or 4 hours, right?
Not quite.
I'm only kidding. So 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Is that our set time?
That's fair.
Awesome. Is that still okay?
Yes.
All right, cool. So now, and also too, I really just to understand your specific business needs, just ask a couple questions, get a feel for your situation, and see what we can maybe help you out with. And then if there is something that we can help you out with, talk about Salon Biz a little bit, and then from there maybe you can go on to the next steps with me as Soltero. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Cool. Alrighty. And do you mind if I take notes during the presentation?
Go right ahead.
I tend to forget sometimes, so I just want to make sure I got everything.
I do the same thing.
Okay, cool. And so let me ask you this: how quickly do you plan on recommending a system to Mr. Soltero?
I mean, I'm here for the next few days, and then when I go back, I'll have a conversation with him about what I found and what I liked and what I didn't like, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Alrighty. And then how many staff do you guys employ over at Milio Veradero?
Well, in my specific salon, I've got me and then my one support person, my right hand, and then 6 employees.
Okay, so a total of 8?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then as far as appointments, do you have actually a management software put in place?
I mean, we've got a software, we've got a computer system, we've got our books that we log manually. It's
Sure.
just pretty generic.
Okay. And how do you guys make appointments?
People call over the phone, people make reservations when they're making their reservations for the resort overall. It just comes in a variety of ways. We've got walk-ins, just
Yeah.
pretty much anything.
All right. Have you ever had like maybe overlapping or maybe any appointments still fall through the cracks yet?
I mean, sometimes it's just a matter of making sure we have the right staff there, depending on what services the clients or customers are looking for.
Okay.
So it'd be important to have a real-time system that can keep track of appointments and make sure we have the right staff on hand.
Sure. So and it's when it comes to scheduling, is that you who handles it or is it someone else?
Depending on me or my right hand, whoever's at the phone at the nearest time, that sort of thing.
Alrighty, so I mean, as far as scheduling staff.
Oh, scheduling staff.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. That would be mostly me.
Okay, and just out of curiosity, how long does that usually take you to set up staff for the week?
Not very long. I do maybe 30 minutes to an hour.
Like a week,
Yeah,
a
a
day?
week. I just kind of look at my appointments, and most of my employees are capable of doing everything, or
Okay.
the majority of the things, depending on like, I mean, if they can do a manicure, they can do a pedicure. It's that sort
Right.
of thing. However, I just kind of look to see if anyone's got any preferences on a specific masseuse, and just take a glance at who we have booked, and it doesn't take very long.
Okay, and so just to kind of clarify, your concern with was just to make sure you have enough staff for
Just
appointments that you do, or?
Yeah, like a real-time system that keeps up to date with the appointments, because if someone calls in last minute and sets an appointment for a masseuse or a wax, I need to make sure that I have that person
Okay,
available.
alrighty. And have you ever had, whenever someone calls in and someone's not there?
It's happened before, but typically it doesn't take very long because we've always got, like I mentioned, most of our people can do more than one of the tasks.
Okay,
So they just wait until that person is freed up, and they might wait 20 minutes or so, and we'll give them water, snacks, and a glass of wine, things like that. And
glass of wine, huh? Awesome. Alright, and so I guess if someone was waiting for that 20 minutes and they were in the lobby, I mean, what does that say about your business specifically?
it's obviously not a preference that we prefer to have
Yeah.
happen frequently. It happens very rarely. It's just something that I want to make sure that if we're going to implement a system, it's something that one of the aspects we can cover. As I mentioned, it doesn't happen frequently, but
Yeah.
it's not the best appearance for our salon.
Sure. So how could a software, a cloud-based software that you're able to schedule and you can access from any time, how would that help you as far as staffing?
It would make sure that we would have the appropriate staff on hand for the
Okay.
appointments that are booked, especially in that real-time sense of being able to keep track of those appointments.
Alrighty. And how do you go about customers purchasing products and inventory from you guys?
I mean, sometimes they purchase, sometimes they don't. Most of the time, I mean, I'm sure you've gotten a haircut at some point.
Yeah.
But did you ever buy the shampoo? I mean,
I have not personally.
that's a common trend.
Yeah.
However, so we do get 70% of our revenue from actually the massages, the waxing, the manicures, pedicures, things like that.
And then obviously the rest of 30 on the products.
30 on products or hair services, be it what it may, but the majority of it comes from the salon services.
Okay. Alrighty. And then how do you?
Salon services.
Okay. And so you're doing just about 70% on service. How do you, I guess, look for repeat business, or what does your structure look like as far as maybe getting more clientele?
I mean, on average, we'll have people come twice during their stay to the beauty salon,
Okay.
and maybe 10% of the overall guests at the resort will come use our services. So in regards to repeat business, we are a resort, a hotel. People, I mean, unless you're coming to our salon or our hotel several times a year, it's not an area of where we're going to seek out repeat business because
Right.
there's not a lot to pull from.
Okay. And then how do you go about marketing for that normal 10% of people who are the visitors?
We like to offer our services when they're booking their hotel or their
Okay.
resort during their stay. The average stay is about 6 days, 5 nights. So if you know they're going to be there for a while, it's very simple to say, hey, you're going to be here for 6 days. You want to get a massage during that time?
Yeah.
Just make it a little bit more relaxing for them. So
Okay.
just to incorporate that offer while they're booking the resort.
Do you feel like that could maybe be improved at all?
I mean, there's
Pretty
always room for improvement, but it's not a focus of ours.
Not a primary concern?
No.
Okay, so we can cross that off the list. Awesome. And then as far as inventory, how do you guys keep track of that?
Mainly through like my Excel. I've got an Excel file that I
Okay.
use, and I just kind of make sure I keep track of everything that way.
How satisfied are you with that Excel file?
It works all right. Inventory is inventory, but our revenue comes from the services that we provide. So
Sure.
it's not a frequent moving thing. People will buy a bottle of shampoo maybe like once a day or so.
All right.
So it's
So you've
not.
never had like a problem with having too much or too little?
No, it's not an issue.
Okay. So as far as point of sale, like for sales, you said you do 70% of their service, obviously the 30 on products. Are they buying like cash or credit cards? If you don't mind me asking, how do you go about that?
Both. I mean, very few people carry cash nowadays, but there's always more cash in the vacation area because people typically go to the bank
Yeah.
before they go to the vacation.
Right.
So it's definitely both, but mostly cards.
Okay. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what do you charge? What is whatever bank your provider, where they charge you on like a credit card processing fee?
Off the top of my head, I don't recall.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So now neither a primary concern.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And so from what I'm understanding from you, you feel like you're pretty satisfied on as far as inventory, the marketing and communications, point of sale. You're really just looking about service because that's obviously your biggest revenue. So, so the biggest thing is probably real-time scheduling and being able to have staff. Now that's just my list so far. Is there anything else on this list that's not quite yet that we should talk about?
I mean, I'd like for the system to be able to be used on a phone or a tablet. Since
Okay.
that is, we're a very mobile generation right now, and both for my guests and for my employees to be able to access it through
Okay.
these mobile devices. I think that's important in order to be able to bring in that more business, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
if it was mobile.
Okay, so as far as having platforms, being able to have staff on always there for real-time scheduling, is there anything else we'd like to talk about?
I know that for Raphael, I know he's got the association. So I mean, I run my one salon, but there's 10 hotels total that he's working with. And so having something that's standardized for all of these different hotels within the association is something that would be important to him.
Okay, cool. So something standardized that would be easy to use all across them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So that's our three main concerns we can talk about. Or you want to talk about anything else? You just want to go ahead and get right down to it with you?
Just another curiosity would be if there are any bilingual capabilities within this management system, simply because, I mean, I'm here speaking English with you now, but my day is in Spanish primarily, so to make sure we have those offers.
Sure. So, yeah, and I can totally, or so bilingual. I'll totally address that in our demo.
Okay.
So what I can do is I'll just give you a really good look at how the system works.
Okay.
And Nikki, you let me know what you think. If this is something that you guys think you can use, think it'll help you out, awesome. If not, I'll just leave you in a really good mood.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Sounds good.
Alright, cool. So basically, what Salon does, like I said, we've been around for quite a few years, 30, pioneer for the business.
Mm-hmm.
And to talk about real-time scheduling, how this works is what's awesome is because you spoke about multiple platforms, what's cool is you can access this from any of them.
Okay.
From computer, tablet, iPhone, access it from anywhere at any time.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Sounds very good.
Be able to be mobile.
Yeah.
Does that kind of address your concern for like platforms and everything?
Yeah, just a concern would be that internet isn't exactly reliable in Cuba at all times.
Sure.
So would a cloud-based system work for us in that sense?
So I definitely understand how you feel. Obviously, a couple of our other customers around here in Cuba felt the same way.
Yeah.
Internet's not the best. But what actually Millennium found is that what's cool about our system is obviously it's on the internet, but it's cloud-based, so you can access it from any device. So you could, like I said, if one internet order wasn't working here, you could obviously try it somewhere else.
Okay.
And what you can call as far as our tech support system, so they'll be able to help you out with anything that you struggle with.
Okay.
Alrighty.
You mentioned that you said your other people in Cuba. So do you have any names of other associations that are using this system?
So as far, yeah, I have a couple testimonials, and I think you might really like them, but they are more of our American customers. I haven't had so many from our
Okay.
Cubans yet.
That's fine.
Basically, I think you'd really like Katie and Adam Wright. What is cool is we actually help them pretty much fulfill every single business aspect that they ever had to do. And we for the last 5 or 6 years helped them grow $1 million. Well, in the first 5 or 6 years, grown $1 million a year.
Wow.
And the last 2 or 3, we've helped them double.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, so that's Katie and the Wrights, and I don't know if you ever heard of Harry Wood from Six Figure Hairdresser.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's basically talking about how we're actually there, which actually could address one of your concerns as far as being standardized. Is he actually owns a bunch of different chains,
Okay.
so he's just got the system that is, like I said, since it's cloud based, he can use on all of them. Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, that's very cool.
Cool. And as far as real-time scheduling, like I said, what's cool about this is as soon as you update it on one of your devices, it's updated on all of them. So that's does that kind of address your concern with real-time scheduling?
Yeah, it sounds a little bit complicated though. I want to make sure that my employees can learn it.
Yeah, no, trust me, I definitely understand how you feel, because all this technology, it looks like a lot, but believe it or not, what's really cool about our system is the entire system, it takes 4 hours to set up, from start to all the way to fully operational. And we actually go through a training system to make sure they use it, and then if they ever have any questions, we have 24/7 access support.
Okay.
Does that kind of address that concern?
Yeah.
All right, so we've talked about the real-time scheduling, the platforms, and for NPM standardized. And as far as the bilingual aspect of it, like I said, our tech support, they are trained in different languages, so if they ever have any questions, they can call them up.
That's really
Does
good.
that kind of address the concerns?
Yeah, I mean, it all sounds good. It just also sounds a little bit expensive.
Of course. Well, I definitely understand how you feel. Like I said, a lot of companies who purchase our products, they look at all these systems, they look at a system like this as far as being standardized and all the different platforms. They think it would cost an arm and a leg. But what's cool about us is, you said you only have about 8 employees, right?
Correct.
So for you guys, I'll go ahead and recommend what's our Plus package,
Okay.
which is only $100 a month. And so, like say, for example, you're spending all that time on scheduling, and if you were to quantify that, for example, however much time you spend on that,
Yeah.
this can cut that down and save you a lot of money too. But yeah, so in the grand scheme of things, $100 a month, it breaks down to pennies a day. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Does that sound pretty good, Dan?
Yeah, I know that we spoke a little bit about the inventory, and it's not a huge concern of mine, but we do have over 100 suppliers. So how would the system be able to track all of those? That doesn't really sound logical.
Sure. Yeah. So as far as inventory, what's cool about this is we actually keep track of everything you have. It's all computerized, and again, it's real time. So if you're running low on anything, on any certain product, or if you have a bunch of different categories of products, you can actually break it down into different tabs. You can create those tabs for you to make it really easy organized.
Okay.
Is that just your concern?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. Well, yeah. I mean, tell you what, Miss Nikki, if everything sounds good, then I mean, is everything okay with you so far?
Yeah, so far sounds good.
Okay, if everything sounds good with you, I think I would definitely recommend just meeting with Mr. Soltero, kind of seeing what he would think, and seeing if this is something that could help you guys out.
Yeah, I think I'm going to recommend you all the time.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Nikki. And let me ask you this: what would work best for you, like next week or the week after?
Well, I get back on Monday, so if you give me a call on Wednesday,
Okay.
we'll be able to set a time with Raphael, that I can speak with him on Tuesday and pass on my recommendation.
Okay. Well, why don't we do this? Since you're gonna be back on, Tuesday?
I get back on Monday, I fly in on Monday.
Back on Monday, we could schedule maybe like a video conference. That way we can just talk to you guys, make it a little bit easier and quicker for you guys too.
Yeah, if you could do that on Wednesday, just so I can
Sure.
give me a day to get in the office.
Yeah. Get back reacclimated.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Wednesday. Is you more like a morning person or an afternoon person?
We usually have a lag in our services around 4 o'clock, so if we can schedule around then, I should be able to meet up.
How's 4:30?
4:30 works.
Awesome, Nikki. Well, I'll go ahead and set that up for you, and I'll give you a video conference around then.
Cool, sounds great.
Well, again, thank you again so much for your time.
Yeah.
I'll get out of your hair.
Thank you, I'll see you on Skype.
Yeah. See you on Skype. And while you're here in Orlando, you ever heard of Hillstone?
No, I haven't. What's
It's
that?
a really nice steakhouse. If you ever do get a
Fantastic.
minute to go get something to eat, treat yourself right. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'll head over there.
Cool. Nikki, again, thank you so much.
Of course.
Have a great day. Looks sweaty.
You okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop this unless you hit it.
I don't touch it. Just
Okay,
hear it.
perfect.
I'm the one who deleted her